How to become her priority, not just an option. What if I told you that the reason you're not her priority has nothing to do with her, but everything to do with how you're living your life right now? You keep trying to impress her, trying to fit into her life, and guess what? It's not working. You're being ignored, avoided, and treated like an option. But here's the truth. You don't need her approval. You need your own. Welcome to the harsh reality. If you continue to act like you're replaceable, that's exactly how you'll be treated. Now, what if I could show you how to completely flip the script? Not by playing games or pretending, but by adopting a mindset so powerful, it's been around for over 2,000 years. A mindset that will make her see you as the prize. This is Stoicism, the art of mastering your emotions, becoming untouchable, and making yourself the priority. Because once you become the man you're meant to be, she'll fight to stay in your life. Today, I'm going to share something that could change everything you thought you knew about relationships. How to ensure you're always the priority, not just an option. But I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This is for men who are tired of being the backup plan. I'm not talking about tricks or manipulative games. We're going to delve into the psychology and philosophy that will help you become the man every woman desires. And here's the most important part. You'll do it without chasing, without begging, and without changing yourself for her. You've been lied to your whole life, told to be nice, to be available, to be everything for her. How's that working out for you? You're being ignored, avoided, and feeling like a second choice. It's time to stop being her backup plan and start being her priority. And I'm not saying to treat her poorly. That's weak. What I'm saying is to treat yourself better. Women don't want a guy who's always available. They want a man who lives his life on his own terms. Want to know why? Because they're programmed to respect men who are in control of themselves. And that's what we're going to master today. Let's dive into how to stop being an option and become the man she can't afford to lose. Imagine you're texting a girl and she suddenly turns cold. No more sweet messages, no emojis, just one-word replies. Most guys would panic. They'd overanalyze every word, replay the last conversation in their heads, wondering what they did wrong. But not you. Why? Because you understand that her behavior isn't about you. It's about her. Emotional detachment means staying calm and confident regardless of what's happening. She doesn't reply to your message? Cool, you have things to do anyway. She cancels at the last minute? No problem, you have other plans. It doesn't bother you because your happiness doesn't depend on her. That's how you become irresistible to women. By being a man whose emotions aren't dictated by her every move. Women crave stability, and emotional detachment makes you a rock in the chaotic world of dating. And here's the key. Emotional detachment isn't just about her, it's about you. When you stop chasing validation from women, you free your mind to focus on more important things. Your goals, your passions, your mission. Women are naturally drawn to men with a mission. A man with purpose is a man who can't be controlled, and that makes you dangerous in the best way. Number 3, establish Stoic boundaries that command respect. Here's the thing about boundaries. If you don't set them, she will, and her boundaries won't work in your favor. Most guys think setting boundaries means being controlling or rude. Wrong. Setting boundaries is self-respect. It's a way to show her that you value yourself and your time enough to say no when something doesn't suit you. Picture this. She keeps texting you at 11 p.m. to meet up last minute. What do? If you drop everything and rush to her place, you've just shown her that you'll cater to her every whim. If you respond, "Sorry, I'm busy tonight, but let's plan something for tomorrow," you've just set a boundary that says, "My time is valuable and I'm not here for your spontaneous calls." And that's the key. Setting boundaries not only protects you, it makes her respect you. Women will test your boundaries to see what they can get away with. If you let her walk all over you, she'll lose respect for you. And once respect is gone, attraction follows. But boundaries aren't just about declining last-minute plans. They're about everything in your life. You need to set boundaries around your time, your energy, and your emotional investment. You need to be clear about what you will and won't tolerate in a relationship. If you're dating a woman who's still exploring options, seeing other guys while stringing you along, you need to set a boundary. You tell her, I'm not interested in being one of many. Either we're exclusive or I'm out. That's a boundary. And if she doesn't respect it, you walk away. No drama, no arguments, just a clear understanding that you won't settle for less than you deserve. Number 4. Why actions speak louder. In today's dating world, most men talk too much and do too little. They spend hours texting, explaining, and assuring their partners that they're good guys. They get stuck in an endless cycle of trying to convince their partners of their worth. Here's the harsh truth. Women don't care about what you say. They care about what you do. You think you're making progress by telling her how serious you are about the relationship or how much you care. But to her, it's just noise. Women hear the same phrases from men all their lives. I'm different. I'm serious about you. I'm not like other guys. She's heard it all before, and you know what she's thinking while you're pouring your heart out? Let's see if he can prove it. Here's what you need to understand. Talk doesn't impress her. Actions do. You could write her a novel about your feelings, and it wouldn't matter as much as showing her through consistent and decisive actions. When your actions speak louder than your words, you show her that you're a man of principles who doesn't need to explain himself. A man who gets things done without announcing them. Think about the men who attract women. Are they the guys constantly texting, showering her with compliments, and trying to convince her of their worth? No, they're the guys who do what they say without needing to explain themselves. They're the guys who remain calm and composed, who don't seek her approval because they've already validated themselves through their actions and successes. That's who you need to become, a man of action. Number 5, master the art of mystery. Women don't want a man who's an open book. If she knows exactly what you're thinking and what you're going to do, she'll quickly lose interest. That's why the art of mystery is so powerful, and frankly, most men today have lost it. We live in an age where everyone is glued to their phones, constantly sharing every little detail about their thoughts and feelings. If she can predict your every move, she'll categorize you as just another guy. And believe me, once she can put you in that box, you'll lose her interest. I'm not saying you need to play games or lie to her, but here's what I mean. Stop being so predictable. Predictability is the kiss of death in relationships, especially in the early stages. You see guys who text her good morning, good night, and update her every hour about what they're doing each day. Newsflash, that's not romantic. It's boring. It's suffocating. When you constantly shower her with attention, you don't give her a chance to miss you, to wonder what you're doing, or even to think about you. You're killing her curiosity, which is the fuel for attraction. Imagine she texts you, "Hey, what are you up to tonight?" Most guys will immediately tell her all the details of their evening, hoping she'll join. But here's the thing. Don't tell her everything. Leave a bit of mystery. Instead of saying, "Oh, I'm just watching TV and hanging out. Want to come over?" Say something like, "I've got some things going on. Might be out later. How about you?" What did you do? You flipped the script. Instead of being an open book, you created intrigue. She doesn't know exactly what you're doing, and that uncertainty will make her think about you more. You've planted the seed of curiosity, and that's the key. You want to be the man she's constantly thinking about, the man she's trying to figure out. If she knows where you are, what you're doing, and how you feel every second of the day, you become predictable, and predictable guys are forgettable. Remember, attraction is built on the unknown. She doesn't fantasize about the guy who texts her every 5 minutes. She fantasizes about the guy who's hard to pin down, who lives his life and isn't always available on demand. Number 6, reclaim your time. One of the biggest mistakes men make in relationships is constantly rearranging their lives to fit hers. Let me tell you, a man who doesn't value his own time will never be valued by a woman. If you're always available, always waiting for her call, always dropping your plans to accommodate hers, she'll start to take you for granted. And once that happens, you're done. In today's dating world, women are used to men bending to their desires. They have men willing to sacrifice everything for a chance at their attention. But here's the truth. Women don't respect men who are too available. They respect men who are on their own path, men with a purpose, men who aren't afraid to say, "No, I can't. I have other plans." You need to show her that your time is just as valuable as hers, if not more. If you're constantly making yourself available, you're telling her that her time is more important than yours. But the moment you prioritize your own life, something incredible happens. She starts chasing your time, starts respecting you, starts realizing she can't just snap her fingers and expect you to drop everything for her. When you reclaim your time, you reclaim your power. Don't be afraid to make her work for your attention. Make her earn it, because the truth is, a man who values his time is a man women fight for. Number 7. The rule of reciprocity. Here's where most men go wrong. You give her everything, your time, attention, energy. And what do you get in return? A few careless messages. Maybe she's still seeing other guys. If you're not getting back what you're putting in, you're being used. And here's the thing. It's your fault. You're teaching her that it's okay to give you the bare minimum. You're teaching her that you'll settle for crumbs. And guess what? She'll keep feeding you those crumbs as long as you accept them. Here's the harsh truth most men don't want to hear. Women are masters at managing effort. They know exactly how much to invest to keep you around without giving too much. You think she's too busy to respond? Too busy to make plans? Wrong. She's giving her time and attention to someone else she considers a priority. And the reason you're getting half-hearted efforts is because you've taught her that you're okay with that. You've shown her that you're willing to accept any scraps. She's challenging you, and she enjoys doing it. It's time to stop being so accommodating. If she's not putting in the effort, step back. It's simple. Most guys think they need to try even harder, keep giving, keep chasing. But that's exactly the opposite of what you should do. If she's not reciprocating, it's time to let her feel your absence. Women respect men who demand reciprocity, men who aren't afraid to walk away if they're not getting the same energy in return. That's where you take back your power. Let's say you've been seeing a woman for a few weeks. At first, she's enthusiastic, texting you, making plans, showing interest. But over time, her efforts start to wane, and suddenly, you're always the one initiating meetings, suggesting dates. And what do you get in return? A few cold responses, maybe some excuses about how busy she is. 8. Turning rejection into strength. Most guys give up at the first sign of rejection. She doesn't respond to messages, cancels a date, disappears, and suddenly you start doubting your own worth. Stop. Rejection isn't about you, it's about her. And if she rejects you, it's a blessing in disguise. You might think, but I really liked her. It doesn't matter. She was never yours. If she rejected you, it means she didn't see your value from the start. And that's her problem, not yours. Why? Because rejection is your greatest teacher. It's not a failure. It's an opportunity to become better. When a woman rejects you, she's doing you a favor, showing you where you need to grow, where your weaknesses are, and where your true strength begins. She gives you a chance to reassess, grow, and move on to someone who truly appreciates you. Here's what's interesting. Rejection doesn't define you, it refines you. It pushes you to become a better version of yourself. Here's the truth no one wants to tell you. Rejection is part of the game. You can't win them all, and that's okay. The reality is that most women will reject you, not because there's something wrong with you, but because they have their own hidden agendas. They're chasing the highest value man they can find at the moment. And if you don't fit that profile right now, they'll leave without a second thought. And you know what? You don't need to worry about that. That's her loss, not yours. You need to stop taking rejection as an attack on your value and start seeing it as a mirror. What does this rejection show you about yourself? Were you too available? Did you lack boundaries? Did you chase her too hard? Whatever the reason, rejection reveals your blind spots, but instead of letting it break you, this is where Stoic thinking comes in. You don't react emotionally to rejection. You don't spiral into self-destruction. Instead, you calmly, logically analyze the situation and ask yourself, what can I learn from this rejection? That's freedom. It frees you, so you don't waste more time and energy on someone who doesn't see your value. Every time a woman ignores you, cancels a meeting, or says she's not ready for a relationship, you should thank her. Yes, you heard right. Thank her. She just cleared your path for someone better who will truly appreciate what you offer. Next time you're ignored or rejected, don't despair. Instead, use that rejection as fuel to become an even better version of yourself. Because the truth is, the woman who rejects you today will chase you tomorrow if you rise above the situation and continue to grow. The greatest revenge for rejection is success. Success in all aspects of your life. When she sees that you're thriving, leveling up, and surrounded by other high-value women, she'll regret ever letting you go. 9. Become her emotional anchor. Women are emotional beings, constantly experiencing highs and lows, dramas and chaotic feelings. If you want to become indispensable in her life, you need to stop participating in this chaos and become the calm she craves. Most men make the mistake of reacting to a woman's emotional instability. They try to solve her problems, match her energy, or worse, become emotional themselves. That's exactly what you shouldn't do. You shouldn't ride her emotional roller coaster. You should become her anchor. Here's the harsh truth. Women will always seek a man who remains calm in the storm. Why? Because women need stability in a world where their emotions often fluctuate. When you don't react to her mood swings, when you don't let her drama pull you into chaos, you become the man she can rely on. Think about it. Every other guy blows up her phone, overreacts, becomes needy, or worse, becomes insecure when she's upset. But not you. You're balanced, unshaken, and unaffected. That's your strength. When she loses control, you remain composed. You're the guy who doesn't flinch, who isn't swayed by her emotional waves. And believe me, that's what makes you special. Once she realizes she can turn to you for stability, you become indispensable. Every storm she faces will lead her back to you, and that's how you become the anchor in her life, not just another guy lost in the waves. 10. The scarcity principle. Here's the cold truth. The more available you are, the less she values you. It's a harsh reality, but you need to accept it if you truly want to become her priority. Think about it. If she knows you'll always be around, why should she make you a priority? Why should she fight for your attention if you always give it away for free? Women are wired to be attracted to men who have things going on. Men who aren't sitting around waiting for her to call. If you're always there, responding to her messages within seconds, dropping everything to see her, you're showing her that your time has no value. And if your time has no value to you, why should it be valuable to her? You need to create scarcity in your availability. Stop being at her beck and call. Stop making yourself so available, so predictable. When you're constantly available, you not only kill attraction, but also tell her that you have nothing more important in your life. And that's the last thing a high-value woman wants to see in a man. Think about the guys who are most successful with women. They're busy, they have goals, ambitions, and women have to fit into their lives, not the other way around. When you're less available, she has to work harder to get your attention. She starts to wonder what you're up to, why you're not around, and that's when she starts making you a priority. It's about changing the dynamics so that she invests more in you. Scarcity creates demand, and that demand makes you indispensable. The bottom line is this: if you want to be her priority, you need to stop acting like an option. You need to stop giving away your time, energy, and attention to women who don't value you. You must start respecting yourself, setting boundaries, and living your life on your terms. When you adopt Stoic thinking, when you stop reacting to her games, when you start valuing your time and demanding reciprocity, you become the man she can't afford to lose. You become the man she puts first. And remember, this isn't about playing games or manipulating her emotions. It's about becoming the best version of yourself. It's about mastering your emotions, controlling your time, and living a life so fulfilling that she craves to be a part of it. If you found value in this video, click the subscribe button and join our channel membership if you can. Your support helps us continue creating quality content and making it accessible to as many men as possible. Let's spread this message to the men who need it. Subscribe, like, and share to keep this conversation going and help more men become the priority they deserve to be.